Welcome to session 3 of op-amp with negative feedback. So we have been discussing different configurations regarding the feedback amplifiers in both non-inverting and inverting mode. So in the previous session we have seen the non-inverting case. Now in this session we will take up the inverting amplifier with feedback, which is present in voltage shunt configuration. Now the circuit diagram is as shown. So here RF represents the feedback resistor, and also you can see the feedback circuit. And here in order to derive the various parameters like closed loop voltage gain, input resistance, output resistance, and bandwidth in presence of feedback. Okay, so let us take the circuit shown here as a reference. Now we will take the first one, that is closed loop voltage gain. Now in this, as given by equation 1, I in, input current I in is equal to IF plus IB. So here in the circuit diagram you can see I in is equal to IF plus IB, where IB represents the input bias current. Okay, so this input bias current, it is the average of the currents that flows into inverting and non-inverting input terminals of the operational amplifier. Okay, so usually its value is very less, so it is negligibly very small. Therefore, excluding that IB, I in is approximately equal to IF only. So we'll take this as equation 2. Okay. So therefore let us write the expressions for I in as well as the IF. So here I in, it is nothing but just referring to the circuit. Okay. So I in is nothing but V in minus V2. It is a potential difference between V in and V2 divided by R1 resistor. Okay, so therefore let us write that I in is nothing but the input V in minus V2 divided by R1. This is equal to IF. So IF is V2 minus V0. So here at this point we have V0. V2 minus V0 divided by the feedback resistor RF. So here V2 minus V0 divided by the feedback resistor RF. So we'll call this as equation 3. But we also know one relation, that V0 is equal to A into V1 minus V2. Okay, so or V1 minus V2 is equal to this V0 divided by A. So in this equation, what is this V1? We have to see this. Okay, so V1 is equal to 0 connected to ground here. So therefore, as V1 is equal to 0, we are left with only minus V2, that is equal to V0 by A, which is nothing but V2 is equal to minus V0 by A. So we'll consider this as equation 4. Okay. Now we will substitute equation 4 in 1. Substitute equation 4 in in equation 3. In equation 3, and we will rearrange the terms. Okay, so we have equation 3 as what? V in minus V2 by R1, and we know that V2 is nothing but minus V0 by A. So therefore the substitution will give V in plus V0 by A divided by R1 equal to, so again on the RHS also we have what? V2 minus V0 by RF, and we will substitute what is this V2. V2 is minus V0 by A. So therefore minus V0 by A minus V0 by RF. So therefore in order to simplify, we will just cross multiply this RF into V in plus RF into V0 by A equal to minus R1 V0 by A minus R1 into V0. Okay, so we can just see that the three terms contain the V0 term. Okay, so therefore we can group them together, that is Rf into V in equal to minus R1 V naught by A minus R1 V naught minus Rf V naught by A. Okay, so therefore further we can take that V in part, and as V naught is a common factor, it is possible to write as R1 by A into Rf minus R1 by Rf minus Rf by A into Rf. Just a rearrangement of the terms it is. Or you can take V in equal to V naught by ARF as a common factor. This gives minus R1 minus AR1 minus RF. Okay. So therefore now it is possible to write the ratio of V naught and V in, which can be called as AF with feedback. So AF equal to V naught by V in, which will be now equal to minus ARF divided by R1 plus RF plus AR1. We will call it as equation 5. Okay. So therefore this is what is the exact equation for the gain. Now in this equation 5, so this negative sign, okay, so whatever the negative sign is there, so this indicates that there is a 180 degree out of phase relationship between V naught and the Vi, and that's why this particular configuration is also known as inverting amplifier with feedback, because V naught equal to minus V in. Okay, so it is inverted. That's why the name inverting amplifier with feedback. Now in this equation 5, it is possible to further refine it by using the condition that the open loop gain of the op amp is very large. That is A into R1, this product will be very much greater than the sum R1 plus RF here. Okay, so therefore by replacing R1 plus RF by simply AR1, now we can write the AF as V naught by V in as simply minus A into RF by A into R1. Okay, so in that the term A cancels, therefore we are left with only minus RF by R1. Therefore in case of inverting configuration, the closed loop gain AF is simply equal to minus RF by R1. So this equation indicates that in case of inverting amplifiers, the gain will be fixed by only selecting the feedback resistor RF and the resistance R1. Okay, and equation 6 is the expression for the closed loop voltage gain AF in case of inverting amplifier. Now let us take one more important parameter, that is input resistance with feedback. Okay, so we are considering an inverting amplifier with feedback. Now for such a circuit, what is the input resistance? Let us derive. Now in the basic circuit, we see that RF resistance is connecting the input as well as the output nodes. Okay, so therefore in such case of connections where input and output nodes are connected by RF, the Miller's theorem is useful in reducing the circuit, so that the resistance which is going to connect the 2 points can be split into 2 parts and circuit can be further drawn in a reduced form. So therefore the basic inverting amplifier configuration circuit is now Millerized, that is the RF is split into 2 parts and an equivalent circuit is drawn like this. So what that Miller theorem states here, let us first understand that. Okay, so whenever we have a impedance Z which is connecting between the nodes V1 and node V2. Okay, so then this can be split into 2 parts by applying the Millerization process. Uh, so this V1 node can be connected with one resistance. Okay, so whose value will be Z divided by 1 minus K, and the other node V2 can be connected with one more whose value will be equal to Kz by K minus 1. Okay, where K is equal to V2 by V1. So this is what it is, the Miller's theorem. Okay, so now we have to apply our this Miller theorem to our inverting amplifier with the feedback. Now in our circuit, what we have basically here is, going back to the basic circuit diagram. Here you can see that the RF resistance is present between V2 and the V0. Okay, so therefore now we will write the circuit diagram. What we have is, the RF resistance is present, feedback resistance is present between V2 and the V0 nodes. Okay, therefore in order to convert this into Miller's equivalent components, okay, here it is a VID. Okay, just a minute, it is VID, because in the at the input circuit we have, just going back to the input circuit. Okay, so you have to take the VID at this point. Okay, so because it is the VID that is acting as input to the amplifier proper, therefore in order to convert it into Miller's equivalent components, okay, so we will take VID as the one node, V0 is the other node, and of course RF is the one which is going to connect these two nodes. So the Miller's component will be, the first component. So how do we write the first component? It is equal to Z by 1 minus K. So Z is nothing but, now it is our feedback resistor RF. So 1 minus K. Okay, so 1 minus gain, in case of inverting amplifier it will be minus A. So therefore the resulting factor here will be RF divided by 1 plus A. Okay, so where here A is nothing but K. K is actually what it is, V2 by V1. Now in place of V2 what we have is V0. Therefore V0 by VID. We have to substitute V0 by VID. So because in place of V0 we have, sorry, in place of V2 we have V0, and in place of V1 we have VID. That's why A will be equal to now V0 by VID. Now similarly, this is one node. The other node will be V0, and its resistance, it is actually given by what? Kz by K minus 1. This is Kz by K minus 1. Okay, so therefore as K is nothing but A here, it is possible to write, instead of K into Z we will write A into RF divided by what we have here, 1 K minus 1. K minus 1. So this will be, in this case it will be equal to 1 plus A. Okay, so therefore with this equivalent resistance, okay, so we can now draw the reduced circuit diagram. So here we can see that RF is split into one part, RF by 1 plus A, and the other part will be RF into A by 1 plus A. Okay, so now with this reduced circuit diagram, it is possible to now identify the input resistance with feedback. Now here what we see is this RF into 1 plus A and the input resistance Ri of the amplifier are in parallel, and that combination is in series with the R1 resistance. Okay, so therefore now the input resistance in presence of feedback is given by R1 will come in series with RF by 1 plus A, which is the first Miller component, and this will come in parallel with the input resistance Ri. Okay, so this is the RIF equation. But we know that the input resistance Ri and the open loop gain of the op amp A are very large. Okay, so therefore whatever this parallel combination is there, RF into 1 plus A parallel with Ri will be almost equal to 0 only, which reduces our input resistance RIF as equal to R1. Okay, so this is what is the expression for RIF, which is nothing but R1 only in case of inverting feedback amplifier configuration. Okay, so therefore with this derivation of RIF, this session will be concluded. Thank you.